Now, the match was an elimination style match, and it kind of started off in a really lighthearted, funny kind of way. They had a dance-off between Amasis and Player Uno. And what I found funny throughout all this was you could kind of see Claudio in a corner shaking his head. And this lasted until the Bad Boys broke it up. But after this, I think it was Amasis. No, it was Ophidian and Player Dos were in the ring. And this was a really fast-paced kind of, I don't know, to a certain degree, X Division style, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term. But this was pretty fast-paced until the Bruderschaft got involved. And, of course, with them being more bigger guys, they started out with more powerful, type moves and whatnot. But I also noticed that for the majority, or that for the most part in this match, the BDK kind of were on the ring apron, just resting, letting all the other teams take each other out and, work over each other. But I don't want to give too much away. Of course, I want to avoid spoilers or finishes to matches. I really like this. Well, I like this. I'd probably give it 3 to 3.25 star. Oh, wait. I can't do that. Never mind. Let's just pretend that never happened. But I enjoyed the match. It was good. Okay to good. That's what I'd say. Next match was Gran Akuma versus Eddie Kingston, and before the match we were of course treated to the usual Eddie Kingston promo. He talked about how they were in a newer setting, or I don't know if he said arena, but yeah, they are. This actually took place in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It was a new place. And he just talked about how it was a new setting, but they were still, familiar enemies, and about how he dropped Gran Akuma on his head and he had to get shock therapy or something like that. And he also talked about how he, I think he was dropped on his neck or something, and Eddie Kingston loses feeling in his left or right arm, one of his arms. And it was a good promo. Wouldn't say excellent, but good. This was one of the matches that when I bought the DVD, I was really anticipating. I was really looking forward to it, and rightly so, because it delivered on all levels. It crushed my expectations. In the beginning, they started off, went right into it, really stiff blows. The commentators remarked about how Akuma recently had an x-ray done, and come to find out he has no curve in his spine or something. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound good. And this match definitely did not help it, because he was dropped several times on his head and neck area, as well as Eddie Kingston was too. But this is just great stuff. Match of the night by far. I really enjoyed this match. So many cringeworthy moments. They just really were going at it, beating the shit out of each other. One aspect of the match that pissed me off, though, was that the crowd wasn't... it wasn't that they were totally ignoring, but they were kind of silent through some of the really stiff blows and not reacting too much as other crowds would, which kind of overall hurt the match, but still, great stuff. After the match, they received a much-deserved standing ovation from most of the crowd, but this was excellent. After the match, Eddie Kingston kept telling the people to cut his music, but they wouldn't until they finally did, and he screamed, "Claudio, we ain't done." So, looking forward to that. Moving on to our second-to-last match, which was Tursis, Tim Donst, and Lince Dorado of the BDK. And we had Pink Ant in there as well, versus Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw, Helios, and Equinox. Before the match, we had a promo from Tim Donst, Lince Dorado, Pink Ant, and Tursis was kind of standing in the background. Didn't say much. I don't think he's ever said anything. Probably not going to. But it started out with Lince Dorado talking about how Mike Quackenbush and everybody kind of betrayed him, and that's why he joined the BDK. But from there, Tim Donst took over and kind of finished the promo. This was quick, simple, set up the match, nice. It was okay. This match also started really quick, in similar fashion to some of the earlier matches. But Mike Quackenbush came out and just started attacking right away. I was looking forward to this match, and I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as I thought I would. But the only reason being, it started out really quick, but then it didn't become slow, but it did slow down from that initial pace. And of course, with the BDK taking turns attacking the Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw, Helios, and Equinox, but it wasn't anything bad. I'd just say, the action kind of in between the beginning and, towards the end was just kind of a more slower pace, but it was okay. It wasn't bad at all. And towards the end of the match, like I just mentioned, it really started to pick up, of course, several dives to the outside. Helios and Mike Quackenbush, when they got involved, it seemed that the match really improved and got better. But everybody pretty much played a good part in this role. Terce is, of course, the big guy. Powerful blows, taking people out. And besides Tim Donst, everybody else pretty much was, super fast-paced. Just good wrestling, enjoyable. I'd say the match was good. I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't go that far, but it was good. And for the main event, which was, of course, the Order of the Neo Solar Temple, Delirious, and Ultramanus Black versus the Colony. Before this match, there was a quick little promo before it, or interview, whatever you want to say. Ultramanus Black, of course, kind of reiterated everything he had said prior to the night. Of course, on the mint condition, he had a promo, and he kind of stated how he wanted to win the Campeones de Parejas the next night and then go into the King of Trios and win that. He just kind of said tonight that he was going to win the King of... I don't know, he just kind of reiterated upon those points. And for the match, this match was, of course, as I've mentioned as I mentioned prior just now, this match was for the Campeones de Parejas. In case you're kind of new to Chikara, or you might not know, which probably everybody watching this video knows, but all the Campeones de Parejas matches are 2 out of 3 falls. So this was a good little match. Probably went about 17, 18 minutes, but of course we all know Delirious and Ultramanus Black and the Colony, Sol Duran and Fire Ant. They work good together. I really usually enjoy their matches. This was no different. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a good match. I might even say it was very good, but not on the level, I'd say, of greatness. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, and the way the match played out, the 2 falls kind of came near the end. I don't want to give too much away again, but near the end of the match, they had kind of a storyline element where one of the members of the BDK came out, and he was holding, if you are kind of familiar with Chikara, I think it was called the Eye of Tyr. I'm not sure, but one of the member that came out kind of showed it to Delirious, and he kind of went crazy. So this played a very large role in the match, and so that was that. I just thought it was very good. And as for my concluding thoughts to this show, A World of Comforting Illusions, I really liked it. I think it kind of beat out the mint condition by a smidgen. Others may disagree with me, but I really liked the mint condition, I think, a little bit more than other people did. I really liked the show, and I would definitely recommend it. I didn't think looking at the card, there wasn't really anything too offensive, to be honest, or at all. I thought, at the very least, the worst match was okay. Yeah. I would probably give this show, since I liked it a little bit more than the mint condition, probably around an 8 or 8.25, kind of around there. If you're not normally into Chikara, I might say the same thing that I said for the mint condition and say you might, I don't know, this isn't like an essential show that, I mean, go out of your way to see, but if you're anywhere near interested or want to check out a Chikara show, I'd definitely say check out A World of Comforting Illusion. Definitely do that. So that's about it, and I just want to thank everybody who subscribed to my channel. Definitely look out for more stuff in the future. I hope you enjoy it, and that's it. See you next time.